Back when Bob Chapek was CEO of the Walt Disney Company, he did a big investors day in which he said that Disney Plus would be profitable by the end of this year. Well, Disney wants you to think that they actually achieved that, but they haven't actually achieved that because that appears nowhere in their financial statements. Instead, there's a sneaky figure called combined DTC that they want you to think is Disney Plus, but is actually something else. Let's talk about why Disney Plus is still not profitable according to the Walt Disney Company here on That Park Place. I want to go over here to something that I very clearly need to state. So Disney Plus, we still don't know if Disney Plus is profitable because Disney does not provide those figures. But combined DTC is profitable at the Walt Disney Company. Here we go. Revenue and operating income and loss for a combined DTC streaming business, which consists of direct-to-consumer line of business at the entertainment segment and ESPN Plus at the sports segment, are as follows. So that is a long way to say this is Hulu and ESPN Plus and Disney Plus combined all together made $321 million in this quarter. So there you go. By the way, if they wanted to do it for the year, it would be 134 million. So we still don't know if Disney Plus is profitable, but they've provided us a bone to chew on for a little while.
Well, and they're giving you a bigger bone now because on December 4th, and I'm not sure where that falls within the quarter, Jonas. But on December 4th,
I think that's Q1 of the next year.
That's what I thought. So. Yeah. So if that falls in Q1 on December 4th, they're going to add more to the bone. It's called ESPN Tile.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney Plus.
Yep. So I also want to clearly state that even without ESPN, this is the first quarter in which without ESPN, the two of those businesses together, Hulu and Disney Plus, have made a profit. But I guarantee you that if they could say that Disney Plus made a profit, they would definitely say that.
But you know what? I, for one, felt very encouraged by what they were saying about ESPN because, just looking ahead, they didn't specifically say that this was happening, but I've always been like, you know what Disney Plus really needs? The ability to feed gambling addictions.
Yeah. No, I look, I feel like, if you really want to exploit children in the future, bring in a gambling platform to your streaming. I think that's the way to go.
That could
they got Tony Soprano running it to make sure you cover the spread.
And that couldn't possibly be why they're incorporating Toy Story Fun Day Football into ESPN. No.
Hey, of course they are. Yeah. And then Disney, I'm telling you right now, Disney is on the verge, and I don't have this on any authority or good authority or even bad authority, but I guarantee you right now they're working with an American Indian tribe to get some casinos put together. That they can have Disney Hotel and Casino some of the given areas in Florida and nearby. I imagine Mississippi would want one of those Disney casinos.
So they have those cruise lines.
Yep. So this is the thing that I wanna throw in here, and this is the one where I think Vash might have a comment or two. This is capital expenditures for the entire year for the Disney company. You can see this over here is what they spent the previous year. This is what they're spending this year. Less on entertainment, less on sports. It looks like, is that 500 million on domestic and a little bit more here on international. So on experiences, there's 600 million more on experiences. So it looks like that turbocharging here, it's a 0.4 billion overall. That 600 million is actually being spent. But if they're rank ordering here, they're saying higher spend on cruise ship fleet expansion and new attractions at the experiences segment, partially offset by lower spend on corporate facilities. So over the last year, they've essentially had two major attractions open up. Those are Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There's been a few other things. I don't know how they're counting the Epcot stuff, but I think it's confirmation that they're spending more on the cruise ships. So
they are, and they've spent quite a bit on international parks as well, which is a strange gambit because if we look at the Comcast's own summation of this via CNBC, it says right here, Disney's domestic parks operating income, that's their profit, rose 5% to $847 million, helped by higher guest spending at the parks and cruise lines. But operating income at the international parks, however, fell 32% due to a decline in attendance and in guest spending, as well as increased costs. The entire segment dropped those mid digits right there. You can see U.S. News from this article, about 6% to 1.7 billion, which was projected. But I don't know if we projected that they would, that operating income would decline by 32% on their international parks here. That just kind of tells you, are you really necessarily spending the money in the right place? It sounds like domestic parks are getting you by, not an international. The volatility is just, it's very volatile.
Yeah, and it's going to be worse.
You have to make money. It has to be domestic. Sorry, Culture, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's going to get worse though. It's the more money they shovel into the markets that are not going to be generating revenue in the future as the EU starts to slowly sink into the sea, economy wise. I'm not sure why you'd want to put money there. If you're Universal, I understand it. If you're Disney, I don't get it. Because you've had terrible experiences in France, and now you're watching China go sideways, and you're going to start seeing some other stuff go badly. Now, the expenditure, they told you what it was. It's the cruise ship. They said that out loud. So that makes number 6. They have a plan for 13. Lucky number 13, Disney. Good plan. But anyway, as they head that direction, I'm telling you right now, the world economy is not going the way that they are building. They need to be investing in domestic theme parks. They need to not piss off their native population, which is the United States, by the way. They need to stop being anti-American. And look, there may have been good reason, Jonas, and this is speculation on my part, why they did not talk anything about, we're going to gut Walt's area of Magic Kingdom. Yeah, we're not going to, we're getting ready to tear out the heart of that part of Magic Kingdom and destroy all the amazing beauty that resides there so we can put up a parking lot. Just a giant cement car ride thing.
Right. And if we're looking,
I'm calling it right now. Liberty Square becomes Haunted Square within the next 5 years.
Well, and we can look forward to some truly uninspired architecture if the Haunted Mansion out there at Disneyland is any indication. Guys, we have so much that we have not gotten to cover here because it's been a while since we've done an earnings call live stream, and even though Valiant had plenty of time, I feel like we didn't have enough time to go over everything. There was absolutely no mention of the Star Wars trilogy that's been out there, or the fact that Nelson Peltz is out there talking about how he made the introduction between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, which you can kind of blame Iger for that. So in some ways,
he facilitated that.
Yeah. So maybe Iger is to blame in some way for inciting the current political landscape in the United States, or the fact that Disney Cruise Line cast members are now, it sounds like they're being told that they are to introduce themselves to their young guests as their godparents, which I'm going to say Disney is not doing a great job of staying away from that broom accusation there.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.